Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Kyoto City in Kyoto Prefecture, and we are in the area known as Fushimi, which is the southern part of Kyoto. And we are here today, and we are going to visit this place right here. This is the Gekkeikan Sake Brewery, or distillery. So this is a kind of a tourist place. You can see this distillery is really, really large. It goes all the way down to the end of the block as far as the eye can see down there. So anyway, this is of course they're famous for making sake, and they also make plum wine, or umeshu. But they're most famous for their sake, Japanese sake. And this place was founded in the year 1637. And that makes it, I think, the oldest sake brewery in Japan. And it's also one of the oldest companies in the world. So actually, it's probably one of the most famous sakes in the world. I know in the US, if you go to any Japanese restaurant or sushi restaurant, and you look at the menu and look at sake, Gekkeikan is definitely going to be on there. So in fact, they also have a factory in California. And actually Gekkeikan controls about 25% of the sake market in the United States. So 25% comes from this one place here. So up here at the top, you can see that's called a sugidama, which is a cedar ball. And that shows the freshness of the sake. So when it just comes out, it would be really green, and then as it matures and gets kind of aged a little, it turns this brown color. So anyway, here we are at the main entrance, and we can see here the sign, Gekkeikan. This is the memorial hall, I guess you could call. So anyway, you can see the architecture is this really old traditional Japanese style, almost purely made of wood. And I really like Fushimi. It's a really nice area of Kyoto. It's not as touristy as the rest of Kyoto, and it's also a residential area. So there's a lot of history here, and a lot of good restaurants here as well. So this is kind of like a more peaceful side of Kyoto that many foreign tourists never see. So anyway, we're going to go in, and we're going to visit the museum, and I believe I can film. So if I see something interesting, I'll let you know. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so when we entered the sake distillery or museum, we came in and we watched about a 15-minute video. It was very well done, very well produced, but it was in Japanese only. But of course, you can watch it and kind of get the idea about what they're talking about. And so we entered the museum, and we've been walking around. And it has this kind of small rock garden, I guess. And then you can see, of course, the traditional architecture here. So this museum is very well done. It looks like the signs inside the museum, everything is in English. And it just shows a lot of the tools and the history and how this company, Gekkeikan, kind of the role that they've played throughout Japanese history, even with sporting events and Japanese history. And yeah, just showing some of the how they started here in Kyoto and became a worldwide international sake company. So I'll just give you a little peek of the museum. You can take pictures. And it's nice because you can see the inside of this traditional building. And so you can see there's a lot of kind of historic. You can see the bottles here. You can see it's won a lot of awards internationally. So here we can see, maybe you can see the International Wine Challenge. It won many awards. And then, yeah. So as I said, they have a kind of a factory in California. It's in Folsom near Sacramento. So we can see them here kind of breaking the ground. So yeah, Gekkeikan USA. And again, like I said, Gekkeikan controls about 25% of the sake industry in the United States. And I'm not really sure, but I think maybe, no, I'm not sure. I don't know where you can buy it in the US, but probably almost any kind of liquor shop, or maybe even Walmart or something like Target. But it's everywhere. If you find a place in the US that has Japanese sake, then this would be the one they have, probably. Okay, so I think this kind of shows you what it looks like. And just one more thing I want to add is they actually closed this down during the coronavirus pandemic. And they did a lot of renovations and kind of improved the facilities here. So it's very well done. Yeah, so here. So some of the sakamai, the rice made for making sake. It's just so the two most important things for making sake would be pure water and good quality rice. And this area in southern Kyoto has both of those. Really high quality water that's very pure, that comes out of the mountains into the rivers. And then the rice that is grown here in Kyoto is also really, really high quality. So yeah, Kyoto and maybe Hyogo Prefecture, which is Kobe. These two are arguably the two most famous places in Japan for growing or for making sake. So but for my personal taste, I'm not a big fan of either Kyoto or Hyogo Naras. But this is big. This is like, I don't know, maybe Coca-Cola, for example, for soft drinks. It's the big one, the big dog. So, yeah. And also one more thing, if you come here, they have an app, or not an app, but they have Wi-Fi here, and then you can connect, and you can actually use the QR code, and then they have information on your phone as you're walking around, and it's available in English. So, yeah. There's the water. Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. Hi, yeah, it's really nice. So this guy who works here, he just, hello. He just gave us these plastic cups, and he told us that we can have a drink of this fresh water. You can see it has the Gekkeikan logo. So let's try it. Yeah, me too. We just ate ramen, so we're really thirsty. Wow, that's amazing. It's so pure. Wow, that's amazing.
Clear?
Yeah. So here you can see it's called Sakamizu water. So the English is kind of fading away, but yeah, this is the water that they use to make their sake. And then here you can see the rope. So there's a lot of connection to Shintoism, and they have kind of monks that come and give blessings to the rice paddies as they're harvesting the rice. And then of course, in return, a lot of the sake distilleries give an offering, their first sake barrel of the year, and they'll take it to the shrine. So when you visit a shrine in Japan, you can always see a lot of barrels of sake. So there's a lot of sake has been used a lot in Shintoism, and kind of a purification in a way. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, it's a really, really deep part of Japanese culture is the production and of course the consumption of sake. Alright, I really like this, the original building, the wooden architecture. Okay, so that's a pretty good look here at the distillery. Of course, there you can see the sugidama, the cedar ball, and again the rope connected to Shintoism for purification. So anyway, we'll keep going, and I'll see you later. Okay, so now we are back inside the museum, and this is the tasting area. But first I want to show you the sugidama. This is the cedar bowl. And this is a real cedar bowl. So the one that I showed you earlier was actually fake. We didn't know that, but that was actually fake. This is a real one. And this is from Miwa Shrine, Old Miwa Shrine in Nara Prefecture, which I have another video. So if you want to see more of Old Miwa Shrine in Nara Prefecture, please check that video out. But yeah, so last year, back on November 14th, the people here from Gekkeikan actually went to Omiwa Shrine in Nara Prefecture in Sakurai City, and they took the first batch, I guess, the first barrel of sake, and they gave it as an offering, and then in return they got this real cedar ball. And you can see this one is actually quite green, which means it's still fresh. The sake here is still very fresh. And so this is a real one. And actually this sign here, it might be hard to see, but this sign is actually saying it's a real cedar bowl. And then here's some information in Japanese about the meaning of a cedar bowl. And in English down here it just says, it's the symbol of a sake brewery. So anyway, and then up here it's like a small shrine, like a little altar. And then over here, these are your choices for your tasting. So today they have 6 different types, and they have an explanation of each type. I think number 8 down here is just the pure water, right? The natural water. So they have slightly dry, they have sweet and dry. Those are the main types they have here. And so they have these cups here. And so when you pay for your admission fee, I think it was about 600 yen, about $6. And so that includes a tasting. So you get 3 coins, like a token. And then you can choose 3 from that list. And then here you can see this is number 6, number 5, number 6, 5. So you get a small cup. And then you can sample 3 different types of Gekkeikan Sake. Okay. So anyway, that's what the tasting area looks like. And that's it. And there's the cedar bowl. Okay, see ya. Okay, so we just finished our tour, and now we are outside. And so anyway, I'll show you what we got. We did not buy these. This came with the admission fee. So again, it was 600 yen, or about $6 to go inside. And you get this. This is called an ochoko. It's not a shot glass. Please do not call this a shot glass. I hate that. So this is called an ochoko in Japanese. So please use that word in English when you talk about this small drinking cup for sake. And yeah, it's got the name of this, Gekkeikan on it. And yeah, it's a pretty nice souvenir. And then also they gave us this kind of this sake that we can take home and enjoy later. And of course, it's got the picture and the name of this the brewery. This is a Daiginjo. So anyway, and that also includes the admission fee. Includes, of course, visiting the museum, and then tasting 3 different types of sake here at Gekkeikan. So I think it's a pretty good deal for 600 yen. And the people here were super friendly, very helpful and nice. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good experience to come here. Again, it's not my favorite sake, but but yeah, I think especially if you don't know so much about sake and you just want to kind of like see what it looks like, see what a distillery or brewery looks like, then this would be a very good place. It's convenient. It's a very peaceful part of Kyoto, and this is kind of like the big daddy of them all. I mean, so this is a good choice to come and visit, and you can do a lot for just 600 yen. So again, this area is called Fushimi. It's in southern Kyoto, and it's easily accessible in the, I think, subway, JR, and the Keihan train line. And so there are actually 40 distilleries here in this area. There are 40. So in addition to this one, there are 39 others. And I know Kizakura is one of the other main ones. This one is definitely the number one. But so there are many sake breweries here in this area. And this area, Fushimi and Kyoto, and then Nara and Kobe would be probably the 2 biggest sake growing areas in all of Japan. So it's a lot of distilleries here. I think Nara has Hakutsuru, I think.
Is that?
Okay, I think maybe Hakutsuru, which is another
Nada.
yeah,
Yes.
is another big sake that you would find at almost every American Japanese restaurant. So Hakutsuru would be from there in Nara and Kobe, and then Gekkeikan would be from here in Kyoto, in Fushimi. So I hope this was helpful. Hope it was educational, entertaining, I don't know. But anyway, this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.